The number 13 card of the major arcana of the Tarot is the Death card. And death indicates major change is happening in our life. So 1 plus 3 adds up to or reduces down to the number 4. And 4 is the number of structure, stability. It's also a number of power. And death often indicates that changes are coming in the structure of our being, in the structures of our lives, in the structure of our understanding of who we are. So the element associated with the Death card is water, and it's ruled by the water sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio is also about death, change, and transformation, especially that deep inner transformative process, like going through the dark night of the soul, which shakes up the structure of who we think we are, who we thought we've been, and reforms us into something new, like a butterfly. Okay. In the PDF, I feel like I summed it up great in this paragraph here. The Death card indicates endings, a time of great change, and relinquishing the control of structures and something that has been stable in our lives so that something new can come in. Often it speaks to an inner emotional and spiritual transformative process. The journey to the underworld, the dark night of the soul, the entering into the cocoon, through which we can grow into our personal power and rise up reborn like a lotus out of the swamp, like the butterfly out of the cocoon, or like the phoenix out of the ashes. And when we go through those times in our lives, and usually it happens more than once, where we're going through deep internal change and growth, as we come out of that and we see we have this space now for the new us, the new person we are, we then bring about changes in our lives. So the internal change, the internal transformation will bring about changes in our lives. And often when people go through, deep personal growth, their relationships may change, or their job may change, their passions change, other things in their lives may change to reflect that new person that we have become. Okay, archetypes associated with the Death card are, of course, the hero on the hero's journey, the initiate, when you initiate into a new level of who you are, and the born again person, born again, you can fill in the blank there, being born again. Now, if we look at the card here, we can see we have death on the horse. So he's bringing in its movement. It's a process. He carries a flag with the white flower. Often it's called a rose, but the white flower, the white is purity. And it's through the endings, through what is released, through what we remove from our lives that no longer fits who we are, no longer serves us. We purify our energy. We purify that energetic space so that it is there, ready for the new to come in, for the rebirth, for, you can even say, the new beginnings. Now, over here, we have the 2 towers, which we will see in the moon card. And between the 2 towers, you can see this either as the sun rising or the sun setting. And that might depend on the reading you do, the spread you have, or the intuitive impression you get. If it's setting, of course, you or the client is in the ending space. Cycles are ending. Time for some things to be removed, time for ways of being to go away, time to go into the cocoon. If it's rising, then the person is in the rebirth phase. The new is coming in. You can even say light is coming to show the way for the new. And as death trots by or gallops by, there's all these figures down here. So some things will go when the death energy comes in. Not everything. Some things will go. Some parts of ourselves embrace the endings, embrace the change. And it's interesting how it's the king who has died and the Pope or the Hierophant who is embracing it. So often when people go through the dark night of the soul or the deep inner transformative process, we realize that a lot of superficial things, material things, are not really what's important in life. but more the spiritual things, the things coming from the soul. Some things may be hard for us to face. So this can involve addressing shadow aspects and embracing those parts of ourselves we have not liked or we've stuffed away, embracing them so they are no longer in the way for the new to come in. But it may be hard to face. This is a challenging process. It's major change. And some of us will view this whole process, or a part of us will view this whole process of death and rebirth, of transformation, of major transitions in your lives with childlike innocence, with curiosity, with sort of that Buddhist beginner's mind, with openness. And you can see these all as aspects of ourselves that we become aware of when we go through these deep inner transformative processes. Okay, death can be intense. Its ruler Scorpio is thought of as the most intense zodiac sign. But it's through this intense change that the new rises up and new beginnings happen in our lives. New things spring forth.